Hey everyone, welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm David, and today I'm here with my amazing co-host Sarah, ready to share some exciting tips with you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to talk about today's topic with all of you.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt stuck because you don't have someone to practice English with? Well, what if I told you that practicing alone could actually boost your fluency fast?
Exactly. You don't need a study partner or a teacher next to you every day. The truth is, you can improve your English skills all by yourself with simple and powerful daily habits.
In this episode, we'll show you practical strategies to make English part of your daily routine, even if you only have a few minutes. Small steps every day can lead to big results.
And before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. That way, you'll never miss our weekly tips to help you speak English more naturally.
When we talk about practicing English alone, many people imagine it's impossible or ineffective. But the truth is, your brain doesn't need another person to grow in fluency. You need consistency, daily exposure, and the courage to speak out loud, even if no one else is listening. This is what really trains your brain to think in English.
The idea is simple. Instead of waiting for a partner or a classroom, you create opportunities around you. Every action you take during the day can become practice. Whether you're cooking, walking, or even preparing for bed, you can describe your actions in English. Over time, this small daily habit becomes a powerful learning system.
One of the biggest misconceptions is that fluency comes only from conversations with native speakers. Of course, conversations are important, but you can build the foundation on your own. By practicing alone, you reduce the fear of mistakes, you focus on clarity, and you prepare yourself for real conversations when they finally happen.
Think of it this way. Athletes train alone for hours before they play on the field. Musicians practice for years before they perform on stage. The same applies to English. Alone practice allows you to repeat, experiment, and even make mistakes freely, without pressure or judgment. This freedom accelerates your progress.
What makes this method powerful is the level of control you have. You choose the words, the pace, and the topics. You can repeat phrases 100 times if you want. No one is rushing you or correcting you in a way that makes you nervous. Instead, you can focus on building confidence and fluency step by step at your own rhythm.
Another important point is that practicing alone trains your brain to stop translating. When you speak to yourself about daily activities in English, your mind starts connecting words directly with actions. You are no longer thinking in your first language and then translating. Instead, English becomes the natural tool you use to express your thoughts.
The best part is that this practice can happen anywhere. You don't need a classroom, a desk, or a long block of study time. Even if you have only 5 minutes, you can practice describing what you see, asking yourself questions, or repeating useful expressions. This flexibility is why it's so effective for busy people.
Practicing alone also builds discipline. It teaches you that you are responsible for your progress. Many learners depend too much on teachers or apps, but when you develop the ability to practice alone, you become independent. You no longer need permission or a partner. You take control of your learning journey every single day.
And remember, this method doesn't mean isolating yourself completely. Instead, it's a foundation. By practicing alone, you're preparing your brain and your mouth for real interactions. When the moment comes to talk with others, you'll already be comfortable producing sentences and won't freeze in silence or panic under pressure.
So, practicing English alone every day is about creating micro moments of language exposure. It's not about studying textbooks for hours. It's about living in English in small, natural ways. By combining repetition, daily consistency, and creativity, you can turn your daily routine into your most powerful language teacher.
Imagine you are in your kitchen preparing breakfast. Instead of just going through the motions silently, describe each step in English. Say out loud, "I'm boiling water. I'm cutting some bread. I'm spreading butter on it." DC. This transforms a normal activity into an English practice session without needing extra time in your schedule.
Another situation could be when you are walking outside. Look around and describe what you see in English. For example, the trees are moving in the wind. A car is stopping at the red light. People are crossing the street. This trains your brain to connect real-life visuals with English words, making the language more natural and automatic.
You can also practice asking yourself simple questions. For instance, look at your desk and ask, "What do I see?" "I see a notebook." "What do I need?" "I need a pen." "What am I doing?" "I am writing a note." These short exchanges simulate conversations and help your mind build the rhythm of English without hesitation.
If you want to push yourself further, try shadowing. That means listening to a short audio in English and repeating exactly what you hear, almost at the same time. You can do this with podcasts, audiobooks, or even YouTube videos. It feels challenging at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to train your pronunciation and fluency.
Another useful trick is narrating your future plans as if you were explaining them to someone. For example, "Tomorrow I will wake up early. I will go for a run. Then I will start working on my project." By saying it out loud, you train your speaking skills and also learn to build sentences in different tenses more naturally.
You can even practice when doing simple chores. If you are cleaning your room, you could say, "I'm picking up the clothes. I'm folding the shirts. Now I'm putting them in the drawer." The words may seem simple, but they are exactly the kind of phrases that make everyday conversations sound fluent and natural.
Another idea is storytelling. You don't need to create a long or complex story. Just tell a short version of what happened to you today. For example, "This morning I woke up late. I rushed to get ready. I almost missed the bus, but finally I made it on time." This practice builds narrative skills, which are essential for fluency.
Reading out loud is another fantastic way to practice. Choose a short text, maybe a paragraph from a book or an article, and read it slowly in English. Don't just read with your eyes, use your voice. Reading aloud strengthens your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence when speaking in front of others.
And don't forget about recording yourself. Take your phone, record yourself speaking in English for 1 or 2 minutes, then listen back. At first it may feel strange, but it's the best way to hear your own mistakes and notice areas you can improve. This kind of self-feedback is incredibly valuable and motivating.
Finally, you can practice by describing your feelings. Ask yourself, "How do I feel right now?" Maybe you'll say, "I feel tired but happy. I'm excited to learn today. I'm a little hungry." Expressing emotions in English helps you use natural vocabulary and prepares you for real conversations about your daily life.
One of the biggest benefits of practicing English alone is confidence. Many learners feel shy when speaking with others, but by practicing alone every day, you create a safe space to make mistakes, repeat words, and try new phrases without fear. Over time, this private practice gives you the courage to use English in real conversations.
Another clear benefit is flexibility. You don't need to schedule lessons or wait for a partner to be available. You can practice in the morning, during a walk, or even right before bed. This freedom means you can practice whenever it fits your lifestyle. which makes it much easier to stay consistent and actually enjoy the process.
Practicing alone also improves your ability to think in English. When you describe what you see or narrate what you're doing, your brain slowly stops translating from your native language. Instead, English words appear directly in your mind. This mental shift is essential for fluency and makes speaking much faster and more natural.
It's also a fantastic way to build vocabulary. By talking about daily actions, you use words and expressions that are truly relevant to your life. For example, if you cook every day, you'll automatically learn cooking vocabulary. If you travel to work, you'll learn transportation words. This makes your vocabulary more practical and useful.
Another advantage is that daily solo practice creates strong habits. You don't need hours of study. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day is enough to create momentum. Small, regular practice is proven to be more effective than long, irregular study sessions. This habit-building effect ensures you keep moving forward toward fluency.
Practicing alone also develops independence. Many learners rely too much on teachers, classes, or apps. While those tools are helpful, true fluency comes when you take control of your learning. By practicing alone, you're not waiting for permission. You are responsible for your progress, and that independence feels incredibly empowering.
A less obvious but important benefit is reduced stress. In conversations with others, people often worry about mistakes, pronunciation, or forgetting words. When you practice alone, those pressures disappear. You can speak freely, laugh at mistakes, and correct yourself without judgment, which makes the process much more enjoyable.
Another benefit is the improvement in pronunciation and rhythm. By practicing aloud daily, you train your mouth and tongue to move in new ways. Over time, your pronunciation becomes clearer and your sentences flow more smoothly. This makes you easier to understand and helps you sound more natural in conversations.
Practicing alone also allows you to review and repeat as much as you want. In real conversations, people may get impatient if you pause too long or repeat the same phrase several times. But when you practice alone, you have complete freedom to go at your own pace until the sentence feels automatic and comfortable.
Finally, the most powerful benefit is progress that you can actually feel. After a few weeks of consistent solo practice, you'll notice that your mind reaches for English words faster, your sentences come more smoothly, and you no longer freeze when you need to speak. That visible progress is incredibly motivating to keep going.
Step 1 is to choose one specific daily activity as your practice ground. It could be cooking, getting dressed, or making your morning coffee. Don't overcomplicate it. Just pick something you already do every single day. This way, the habit of practicing English becomes naturally connected to your existing routine.
Step 2 is to describe the activity in English while you're doing it. Use simple sentences and focus on clarity, not perfection. For example, when brushing your teeth, you might say, "I am brushing my teeth, I am rinsing my mouth, I feel fresh." By turning simple routines into language practice, you gain fluency without extra effort.
Step 3 is to ask yourself questions while you describe the activity. Questions make your brain work harder in a good way. For instance, you can ask, "What am I holding?" "I'm holding a toothbrush." "What do I need?" "I need toothpaste." This exercise pushes your brain to think faster in English, just like in real conversations.
Step 4 is to repeat the same activity every day for at least a week. Repetition is the secret to making English automatic. The more you repeat the same words and phrases, the less you need to think about them. Over time, they come out naturally, and this builds the confidence you need for spontaneous conversations.
Step 5 is to slowly add variety. Once you're comfortable with one activity, try another. Maybe after practicing in the kitchen, you start practicing in the living room while cleaning, or on the street while walking. Each new setting introduces fresh vocabulary and helps you expand the situations where you feel comfortable speaking English.
Step 6 is to challenge yourself to use different tenses. Instead of always saying, I am cooking, try saying, I cooked yesterday, or I will cook tomorrow. Playing with past, present, and future forms makes your sentences richer and prepares you for a wider range of conversations in real life.
Step 7 is to add emotions and feelings to your practice. Don't just describe actions, express how you feel. For example, I am tired today, but I feel proud because I am practicing English. This step makes your practice more personal, helps you learn emotional vocabulary, and connects English more deeply to your daily life.
Step 8 is to practice out loud whenever possible. Speaking silently in your head is useful, but your mouth and tongue also need training. By using your voice, you build muscle memory for English sounds. This makes your pronunciation clearer and your speaking more automatic in real conversations.
Step 9 is to use short practice sessions instead of waiting for free hours. Even 2 to 3 minutes of focused speaking can create progress. The trick is to stay consistent. Small sessions every day beat long sessions once a week. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You do it regularly, not only when you have time.
Step 10 is to track your progress. Keep a small notebook or use your phone to record new words, phrases, or sentences you practiced. Review them from time to time and celebrate your growth. Seeing how far you've come keeps you motivated and reminds you that small daily practice really does build fluency over time.
A very common mistake is trying to be perfect from the start. Many learners stop practicing because they worry too much about grammar or pronunciation. The problem is that this focus on perfection kills your motivation. The solution is to aim for progress, not perfection. Speak freely and allow mistakes to be part of your journey.
Another mistake is practicing only in your head. Thinking in English is useful, but if you never say the words out loud, your mouth won't get the training it needs. This creates a big gap between what you know and what you can say. To avoid this, practice aloud regularly so your muscles learn how to produce English sounds naturally.
Some learners try to memorize long, complicated vocabulary lists. While that feels productive, it often leads to frustration because the words are not connected to daily life. Instead of memorizing isolated terms, practice with words you actually use every day. Describing real actions around you keeps learning relevant and sustainable.
A mistake I often see is skipping practice when life gets busy. People think, if I don't have 30 minutes, it's not worth it. But that's not true. Even 5 minutes of daily practice is better than nothing. To avoid this trap, connect English practice to activities you already do, like cooking or walking, so you don't miss days.
Another mistake is translating everything from your first language before speaking. This slows you down and makes sentences feel unnatural. Instead, try to connect English words directly with objects or actions. For example, look at a chair and say, chair, without thinking of any other language. This habit builds natural fluency.
Many learners also avoid repetition because they feel bored. They think repeating the same sentences is useless. But repetition is exactly how your brain creates strong connections. To make it less boring, you can add small changes, like using a different tense or adding a new adjective. That way, you repeat but still expand your skills.
Another common issue is comparing yourself to others. When people see someone speaking more fluently, they get discouraged and stop practicing. This comparison is harmful because everyone has a different journey. Instead of comparing, focus on your personal progress. Track your small wins and let them motivate you to continue.
A mistake that slows many learners is practicing without speaking clearly. They whisper or mumble, thinking it doesn't matter. But unclear practice leads to unclear speech. To fix this, open your mouth, exaggerate sounds if needed, and practice slowly. Clarity is more important than speed in the beginning, and it builds real fluency.
Another mistake is practicing without context. For example, repeating random words or phrases with no situation attached. The brain remembers better when language is tied to real life. Instead of saying apple 10 times, hold an apple and describe it. This apple is red. I'm eating the apple. Context makes learning more effective.
Finally, many learners give up too early. They practice for a week, don't see instant results, and stop. But language learning is a long-term journey. The way to avoid this is to celebrate small improvements, like forming smoother sentences or remembering words faster. Fluency grows slowly, but with consistency, it always comes.
Here's a simple challenge for you. Today, pick one routine task, something you always do, like making coffee or brushing your teeth, and describe it completely in English. Speak out loud, step by step. This exercise takes only a few minutes, but it transforms ordinary moments into powerful language practice.
If you want to make the challenge more interesting, record yourself while describing the activity. Later, listen to your recording and notice if you skipped words, hesitated, or spoke clearly. Don't worry about sounding perfect. The goal is awareness. Each time you record, you'll hear your progress, and that motivates you to keep going.
Another variation of the challenge is to set a timer for 2 minutes. During that time, speak non-stop in English about what you see, what you feel, or what you plan to do today. Don't let silence stop you. Even if you repeat the same phrases, keep speaking. This helps you build fluency and trains your brain to stay active in English.
You can also make the challenge playful by asking yourself questions while doing it. For example, what am I holding? I'm holding a spoon. What am I doing? I'm stirring my coffee. What do I need? I need some sugar. This back-and-forth style creates the rhythm of conversation and makes practice feel more natural and engaging.
To add variety, choose a new task each day for 1 week. On day 1, describe your breakfast. On day 2, narrate your commute. On day 3, explain how you prepare for bed. By the end of the week, you'll have practiced English in 7 different contexts, building vocabulary and fluency in many areas of daily life.
I also recommend writing down just 3 new words that appear naturally during your practice. For example, while cleaning, you may realize you need words like broom, dust, or shelf. Keep these words in a notebook and review them later. This way, your challenge not only improves speaking, but also expands vocabulary.
Another twist is to challenge yourself to use different tenses while describing the same action. For example, I am drinking coffee. I drank coffee yesterday. I will drink coffee tomorrow. Cheats. Switching between present, past, and future strengthens your grammar naturally, without needing to study complex rules.
Don't be afraid to exaggerate your pronunciation during the challenge. Speak slowly and clearly, almost like an actor on stage. This helps you hear each sound and makes your speech more confident. Later, when you're in a real conversation, those clear sounds will already feel natural, and you'll be understood more easily.
To make the challenge stick, connect it to a specific time of day. For example, every morning while preparing breakfast, remind yourself to practice in English. Creating this link with a daily routine ensures you don't forget, and over time, it becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth, but for your English fluency.
Finally, share your challenge with us in the comments. Tell us which daily task you chose and how it felt to practice. By writing it down, you make a small commitment to yourself, and you also inspire other learners to join. Remember, the goal is not perfection, it's action. Start today, and let English slowly become part of your life.
Wow, what a journey we've shared today. I think we've made it clear that fluency is not about perfection, but about creating small daily habits that keep English alive in your routine.
Absolutely, David. And if you've been listening closely, you now have several techniques you can apply right away. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day can completely change your confidence.
Remember, the goal isn't to sound like someone else or to impress people with perfect grammar. The goal is to communicate, to connect, and to feel more natural every time you speak.
Exactly. Mistakes are not your enemy, they're your teachers. The more you allow yourself to speak freely, the faster you'll grow and the easier English will become for you.
So here's my challenge for you. Pick one technique from today's episode and practice it within the next 24 hours. Don't just think about it. Actually do it, even if it feels uncomfortable.
And if you want accountability, tell us in the comments which technique you'll try first. Sharing your plan makes it more real and inspires others who are also on this journey.
That's right. This podcast is not just about listening. It's about transformation. And transformation only happens when you take action, step by step, with patience and persistence.
We truly believe in you. Every time you press play here, you're moving closer to fluency. So keep showing up, keep practicing, and trust that your effort will pay off in ways you can't imagine.
If today's episode helped you, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who needs motivation to keep learning English. It's a small way to spread inspiration.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Remember, you're not just learning English, you're building a skill that can open doors around the world. See you in the next episode.